This particular GST Council's meeting is a single agenda meeting, in the sense that in the last GST Council, on a particular issue, a GOM was constituted, and that GOM was given a time that they would come with a report of their recommendations within 10 days, which was the 10th day was 8th June. However, the chairman of the GOM had conducted the meetings and came up with a final report even on the 6th. He came and submitted the report to us. Post that, the GST Secretariat, Finance Ministry had gone through the recommendations given. Today, the recommendations which have been given within 8 days, less than 8 days of the submission of the GOM's report. 6th it was submitted. Today we've held the meeting. And the recommendation of the GST GOM on this issue of goods which are being used for the COVID-19 treatment was placed for the GST Council to discuss. I'll just highlight what the decisions have been. The GOM's recommendations have been accepted. Just 3 items on which the rates were further considered, and on the period up to which this will be valid has also been slightly altered. The period up to August was the recommendation. After discussion in the Council, that has been extended to September. So this will be valid till September 30th. And based on the advice and also from the states, the input, whether that period has to be further extended will be taken as a call nearer the time, and the GIC will probably take the responsibility of eliciting the opinions, taking the political leadership's inputs, and meeting to take a final word on whether that extension should be furthered after September. The second is 3 items which the GOM had recommended at one level. After discussion in the committee, in the GST Council, we have brought in changes. They are particularly one item which is the furnaces, the electric furnaces which are used in the crematoriums. The GOM had recommended 12%. We, after the discussion in the Council, have brought it down further to 5%. Then temperature checking equipments, the GOM recommended 18%. After discussion in the Council today, we are bringing it down to 5%. And the third item, which is the ambulances, the GOM had recommended at 28 because it has a different connotation to the automobile sector. But even then, because it's for a limited period and because it's a very enduring asset for the hospitals, even with depreciating value, nevertheless, we thought even ambulances should be brought down. So the GOM's recommendation of 28 for the ambulance has been brought down to 12%. Then it was felt that the GOM's recommendations has brought in a lot of substantial change. Many items were at 18, they have been brought down to 5. Many items which were at 12 have been brought down to 5 again. And therefore, there was a lot of substance in the recommendation made by the GOM. And as a result, I think the Council largely agreed to go with the GOM's recommendation, subject, of course, to these 3 slight tweaking which has happened. Largely, that's about today's GST Council's decision. I'm sure by the questions that are being asked, but that will be asked now, we'll be able to explain further if you have anything to ask us. Largely, the list of items, I would, for your benefit, it will also be given as emails or whatever, but the list of items are broadly categorized under medicines, which had 5 items in it. Oxygen, oxygen generation equipments and related medical devices had 6 items in it. Testing kits and machines related to testing kits had 2 items under it. And other COVID-related relief materials like pulse oximeters, hand sanitizers and so on had 5 items in it. So you see that there are 4 categories: medicines, oxygen, oxygen generation equipments, testing kits and other machines. 4th, other COVID-related relief material. So the taxes on these were considered, and GUM suggested altering the rates. In none of them has the GUM recommended for an increase in the rates. Existing rates or further bring them down. Just as a matter of technicality, many of the Fitment Committee's earlier recommendations before forming the GUM have also been studied by the GUM, and therefore the viewpoint of the GUM was also put to a thorough discussion in the GUM. I am not reading each one of them, but that will be distributed, so you will be getting a copy of all the items which have been discussed by the GUM, which come under the 4 categories.